Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyervip.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Well, we're moments away from really the first big day on FanDuel.com for fantasy basketball, right? Believe it or not, FanDuel, this is really even more ambitious than the football schedule, right? Several days a week. Because of the schedules, you're going to have big-time competitions on FanDuel, right? Your risk tolerance is going to determine how much you have at risk, and you're going to be up there picking, if you're a FanDuel player, you're going to be picking players to fit within a salary cap, right? To try to beat other people, depending on the contest you select. It could be head-to-head. It could be the top 50% winning. It could be a satellite contest. Take a look at FanDuel. It's quite advanced. Now, today is October the 26th. It's 3:35 p.m. Pacific time. Let me just give you what I believe is the most valuable tip on how to be competitive on FanDuel, right? Tip number one. Know the psychological motivation of players. Know the situations. So, today, this is going to be the start of the post-Kevin Durant era in Oklahoma City, right? Russell Westbrook, I believe, is going to try to make a statement. You want to benefit from that statement. So I know he's off the page expensive by FanDuel salary levels, right? He's $12,000 tonight. But understand, in FanDuel money, but understand he's well worth it, folks, because he is going to go out there and he's going to try to be Kobe in Kobe's last game, right? He's going to have a statement to make. He's going to flood the stat sheet. Keep in mind, too, OKC is not playing a defensive juggernaut. They're playing the Philadelphia 76ers. In other words, again, know the situation. They're playing a team that you historically could score a lot of points against. So to me, what you want to do is you want to fill your roster with superstars you could afford, evened out with underrated players who are specialists and fill specific needs. So tonight, Russell Westbrook is going to try to look like an MVP. You want to know somebody else who's going to try to look like an MVP? Houston's James Harden. Folks, I got to tell you, a lot of wise guys love James Harden for the MVP props in Vegas. Take a look at what his Houston Rockets did in the preseason. They flooded the stat sheet. Understand, the Rockets are an offensive juggernaut. So, the two superstars I like for tonight, they're obvious. It's Westbrook and Harden, right? I believe both guys are going to try to make statements. Now, understand, because Houston is an offensive juggernaut, I want guys who are along for the ride, right? So, Trevor Ariza, who is spectacular as a fantasy player. Look at his fantasy numbers. You're getting him, believe it or not, for only $5,500. Less than half the cost of Russell Westbrook and James Harden, right? I believe he's golden. Also, OKC. If you're like me and you believe OKC wants to make a statement that, hey, Durant, you left, we're still good, right? They're like the girlfriend you leave who wants to prove to you she's doing better without you. So, at center, hard position to fill, you're getting Steven Adams, OKC center, at less than $5,000. I think that's a bargain. $4,700. You want another bargain? I know Nick Collison is not going to flood the stat sheet, but folks, you're getting him at $3,500. Right? Understand, some of these other guys on OKC are going to have opportunities. right? Let's talk about some other guys who you want. You know, assists, steals, they're hard to come by. So we want a young guy who's underrated. He's a little bit under the radar, right? Casual fans don't know who he is because he hasn't popped yet, right? He's not the superstar in every All-Star game. I want you to look at Elfrid Payton, Orlando's point guard. Understand the situation. Hey, Victor Oladipo's no longer there. They've handed this guy the keys to the car. I want you to look at his steal numbers from last year. Look at his assist numbers from last year. I think he's a gem. Let's talk about another guy. This guy is chronically underrated. If you're in a fantasy pool, trust me, they know who this brother is. But casual fans don't. And he's Nicholas Batum. It's criminal that you're getting Batum, who plays for Jordan's Charlotte Hornets. You're getting Batum for $6,200? Sign me up. I'm telling you, this guy's one of the better fantasy players in the league. Also, you know, you want a guy who's going to get some boards for you, who's going to be in the mix, right? Who, you know, you don't have to pay a lot for, right? Because Lord knows you're paying a lot for Westbrook, you're paying a lot for Harden. You want a guy who's going to be in there with something to prove. Young guys are hungry, right? If you want one of the better rebounding guys in the league, young guy who you know is going to be in there, being active, I want you to look at Miami's Justice Winslow, right? You're getting Justice Winslow for $4,700, right? To me, he's a nice addition here. Finally, let me close out this lineup with Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. Again, this guy, unassuming, fills up the stat sheet. He's $6,300, right? Understand, you have to figure out where to spend money and where not to spend money. Going forward, just understand, you always want the superstars who have something to prove, right? The game's nationally televised, or somebody left them at the altar and now they want to prove that they can go on without whoever it was. So, Kevin Durant leaves OKC tonight. You want Russell Westbrook. Hey, Dwight Howard, you're going to leave Houston tonight. You want James Harden. It's expensive. I believe both are going to be worth the price. Keep track of their numbers. I'll be surprised if both guys don't get you at least 25 points with other numbers tonight. That's how I see it. Understand too, there's a difference between balling in real life and balling on fantasy. Even if you feel that Russell Westbrook is a ball hog, in fantasy, it doesn't matter. He's getting you points, right? That's how I see it. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section to this video. Thanks for stopping by.